The players that are coming into the NFL nowadays are bigger, stronger, and faster than ever. We got guys like Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis that are 300 plus, that run 4.8, 4.7. We just have monster athletes in the NFL now. I always wondered, when were we going to see a kicker that was able to kick 100 yards? Were we ever going to see a field goal kicker make a 100-yard field goal? Well, we came close to that yesterday night when Jaguars kicker Cam Little drilled a 70-yard field goal. And I was watching this transpire when I was in the car chilling with my homie. The Jaguars, they send their field goal unit on. It's a 70-yard field goal attempt. And I'm saying to myself, what the hell is this? Is this a joke? You really think that this dude is about to bang a 70-yarder? It was perfect, right down the middle, drilled it. And what was even more impressive is he had an extra 5 yards to spare. He could have made this field goal from probably 75 yards out. And when you have a kicker that has this kind of leg, because this is the longest field goal in NFL history, it doesn't need to be in a regular season game for it to be official. If you can make a 70-yard field goal, no matter if it's in the preseason, the Hall of Fame game, the regular season, it counts. So now we have a different conversation that we got to have about the Jaguars kicker. Because let's say that 70 yards is his max range, right? Let's say anywhere within 65 to 60 yards, he makes 60% of those field goals with accuracy. And once he gets within 60 yards or 55 yards, he makes 75 to 80% of those field goals with accuracy. That changes the entirety of the game. This guy is an X factor with the rare leg strength that he has. The Jaguars kicker is more broken than the tush push. You see, the tush push, you can't stop it when you're 1 yard out. You can't stop it if you're in the 4th and inches, 4th and goal situation on the goal line. You might as well just let them score because you have no chance at stopping that play at all. How do you defend a team that has a kicker that can make it from 70 yards out, that can at least hit it 35 to 40% of the time? There's no way you really can. It's broken. I was saying to myself, when Cam Little made this 70-yard field goal, the NFL has to do something about this. The NFL has to ban Cam Little because the Jaguars have an unfair advantage. Let's say the Jaguars on the 1 through 10 scale go for it 7 out of 10 times, kicking field goals from at least 65 yards, and he makes it 60% of the time. That means that all you have to do to get in his range is get to your own 45, and you have a chance of putting 3 points on the board. In every game that the Jaguars could play, on every offense possession that they get this season, they could result with a field goal that gets them 3 points on the board from anywhere that's 65 yards and up. That's an unfair advantage. This is a more broken situation than the tush push. Because think about it. The tush push isn't always resulting in a touchdown. But Cam Little being able to make field goals from 70 to 65, anywhere on the field pretty much, makes him more broken than the tush push itself, because he can result that every drive that the Jaguars have turns into points. This guy is a glitch. And I was always asking myself, when will we going to see a kicker that was able to make it from this range? Because with athletes getting bigger, stronger, and faster than ever, you have to think the same will go for kickers, right? And eventually we get a guy like a Cam Little that can make it from 70 yards out. Let's say that he possibly could make it from 75 yards and hit those field goals at least 35% of the time. How often should the Jaguars go for it? If you make it, That's 3 points from the board. But if he misses it, then you just gave your opponent great field position. Does the risk outweigh the reward? In a situation like this, it does, because not only did he bang this 70-yard field goal up through the middle of the uprights with a few more yards to spare, but he also made a 52-yarder as well. So this dude is just automatic. This may be the greatest kicker in NFL history that the Jaguars have in their hands, and Cam Little. To make a 90-yard field goal in the preseason, that counts to me. One thing about field goals that I really don't understand is how if a guy makes it from this amount of range, how does it not count? How is it not official? Why does it have to be in a regular season for this to be official? A field goal is a field goal. No matter what happens, we all are going to remember Cam Little banging a 70-yard field goal. Nobody forgets anybody that makes it from this kind of range. I picked Cam Little up on all of my fantasy teams. This guy is more broken than the Tush push, guys, is what I'm trying to tell you. If you thought that the Tush push needed to be banned, you don't know anything about the Jaguars kicker, because he needs to be banned. Literally, the Jaguars, every possession, should be able to put 3 points on the board with this kind of leg that Cam Little possesses. This is a generational kicker. If that's even a term, you know how they say there's generational quarterbacks, there's generational pass rushers. Cam Little for the Jaguars is a generational kicker. To make it from 70 yards out, no botch snap, it doesn't get blocked, it's just perfect split through the uprights of the middle. We have a problem, people. We have a problem. Where do you even find a kicker with this kind of leg, this kind of accuracy? Normally, when a kicker has to make it from this kind of range, it's selling either wide left, wide right. It's not even close. I couldn't even believe what I just watched. I still keep asking myself, was this real or was this AI generated? It is unfathomable to think of kickers now being able to make it from 70 yards out. This is more broken than the tush push, because the Jaguars could score 3 points every possession, literally. I mean, all you got to do is get to the 40 to 45-yard line, and you're within his range. If you don't bring the ball out and it results in the touchback, you're already at the 35. I mean, this guy is broken. He literally is. I think the NFL has to do something about this. I think the NFL might have to step in and drug test him. And if he doesn't pass, he has to get banned. If you thought the tush push was a problem, Cam Little is about to become an even bigger problem.